Hi everyone, it's Sue again from Created by Sue. This is something I've been doing since the end of last year, and I'm just looking for my glasses. What have I done with those? Yes, anyway, so this is, as I say, started the end of last year, and I've done a couple of craft fairs with them, and they've been extremely popular. They're called Blind Date with a Book. Now, I'm not sure whether you've heard that or not. They are becoming more popular. They're all over sort of places like Etsy, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. You'll find all the details there. Various prices depending on what the girl or what the makers have actually included along with the book. Mine are £5 if you, and then plus postage obviously if you want them posted. So what you basically get is a book, and it goes along with the saying that you don't judge a book by its cover, which obviously you can't do with this. All you'll know is the genre, a little bit about what's been written on the back. I think that's called the synopsis. So the back of the book will normally tell you a bit of blurb about what the book's about, and then it might give you reviews from various people as well. So what I do is I pull that information off of there and I pop it onto this tag. So this particular one says, "Just who the hell do you think you are? I'm Pat Grange, I'm your husband, I own you," which sounds a bit fiery, doesn't it? I think we're going to have trouble with this book. There's going to be a lot of fireworks by the sounds of it. And then the bottom bit here is the first sentence of the first chapter, which in this case reads, "With the blaring of sirens, the SS Antilles made its way slowly up the Para River to dock at the port of Belém." That's all you get to know. So the idea is that this, and maybe the cover piques your interest and you think, okay, yeah, I quite fancy the thought of that. It sounds like it might be a good read. So you take a chance, a bit like having a blind date. You don't know what you're going to get. So you just take a chance and hope for the best. The feedback I've had since the ones I've sold beginning just before Christmas and the beginning of this year has been fantastic. People have given them as presents. They've bought them for themselves. There was one lady who bought a couple before Christmas and said she still hasn't unwrapped them yet. They're sitting on the side with all her other books, and she doesn't want to unwrap them because she just loves the look of them sitting there, which is nice to hear, but obviously you need to read the book. So the books I sourced from charity shops or marketplace, and they're pre-loved, which means they've been read before. They're all in really good condition because I won't sell you anything that's got creased pages or marks on it. Occasionally those will slip through. We don't see them before we buy them, but I call them my oops books, and there will be on my website a section for oops books, in which case they'll be cheaper than these, and I'll explain what the oops is about that book, whether it be a creased cover or there might be some pages that have been torn over, or there's little marks or something on the main cover or whatever. The book isn't falling to pieces. It's still readable. You can still turn the pages. It's not all going to just disintegrate in your hands. But I don't suggest the oops books to give as gifts. Not really. Not unless the person you buy for, minds them being like that. That's entirely up to you. But because you can't see the condition of the book when you're giving, it's probably better to stick to the ones that aren't oops books, if you follow what I mean. Anyway, you get this little handmade envelope that we put on here. There's stickers. This is just pieces of a book that I had that literally had fallen to pieces, so I just pulled all the pages out. A bookmark, and then there's stickers and affirmation cards, etc. in there. And then on the back it just says lightly read and the name of the company, Birdy's Preloved Books. So because I'm in the middle of revamping these are the ones I have been selling, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I will be adding some other bits and pieces to it, but I'm not telling you what that is yet. That's going to be a secret. So you'll still get the affirmation card, you'll still get the stickers, you'll still get a bookmark. So that's the basics of the book. Now, these are the bookmarks that I've been putting in there, but they're quite basic. They're not over thick. They're perfect for bookmarks. They're going to do the job. But I wasn't really happy with them. I've made them myself. I've got a punch that makes this shape. I made them myself, but something, I don't know, I'm just not happy with them. So on to the next bit, which is why I've done the video. quite a while ago, I bought a load of pre-made bookmarks from a famous place abroad, and I also bought these, which are, I bought 2 packs of these, and these are like bookmark sleeves. So the idea is that you slide the pre-made bookmark inside here, and I don't know, put a sticker on it or something, and that's like a little gift. And I thought for craft fairs that would be really nice, you know, a little something extra to give for people to buy. However, the bookmarks that I bought to go in here are too wide. Even though I got them in the same place, they are wider than the slots. So for me to make the slots any bigger, A, is a bit of a faff, and B, I'm going to be going right up to the edge, and it just compromises the stability, and I think I'd probably end up with more torn ones than anything else. So they've been sitting on my shelf, and I've been thinking, well, what on earth am I going to do with them? And then I thought, I don't know, they could probably make a bookmark themselves. So that's what I've done this morning. I've just made these, which are literally just a piece of printed paper stuck down first like this, and then I've just decorated it with various bits and pieces over the top, and they're now sturdy bookmarks. So this is what I'm going to be doing this morning. I'm going to show you how I convert this into this. So I've got no idea what I'm doing with it, because all I've got is a pile of papers, which you'll see here. And I've got a little pack of, I don't even know what's in there yet, so it'll be fun to look through it. It's 30 pieces apparently. So we can go through this and have a look-see and see what we come up with. So the basics that we start off with are, these are all the torn bits that are left over from the ones I've just done. So we start off first of all, put this down, which is a horrible piece of paper, but it protects my cutting mat. So we just tear a piece of paper out of a book page, roughly the size that we want it to be. Good old Pritt stick comes to the rescue. Oops, if I can get the lid off. So just a thin smear of this on the top. And then we stick this down the centre. But as you can see, it doesn't actually cover the splits yet, so we need to cover them with something else. So now we're going to do the back as well. So we'll just get another, this is 2 back book pages together here. Actually, I think I might do 2. It might be make it easier to tear them. But literally, that's all I do, is I just fold it over, tear it down the edge. I quite like the look of the torn edge. Tear off the plain bits at the top and the bottom. Turn it over, and let's have a look. See, we only want one piece. Oh, these are well and truly stuck together. There we go. Roughly mark it up. Tear off the bit that's overhanging at the bottom, and glue it down. Whoops. It's a beautiful day out there today. It hasn't been. It's been actually chucking it down with rain earlier on, but it is nice out there now. So if it suddenly goes dark, that's why, because it's the rain clouds. Right, so we'll have this at the back and this one at the front, because I'm going to add more to it. Put the lid back on with glue before it dries out, and let's see what we've got in this little packet here. I love these little book packets. I bought several of these actually. I got them in a charity shop. I never spend much on bits and pieces. So we've got like little stickers. I think there's a couple of most things. It's like a little stamp. Some of these shaped stickers. Well, they're not stickers, they're just pieces of paper actually. You stick them down yourself. They're stickers. Oh, they're really nice. Stamford. Aha! So that's Minneapolis, Stamford. Obviously in America, is Minneapolis in America? I don't know, my geography's terrible. But we do have a Stamford not far away from us. So that's this. Oh, these are nice. Just tickets. So these are basically done on a colour scheme by the looks of it. So these are all sort of greeny grey. Like these. Merchandise coupons. See, they're all vintagey bits and pieces, but they're not vintage. They've been made to look vintage. Department store ticket. big stamps. And so it goes on and on. Cash receipt, pharmacy tickets, have a good trip, New South Wales. So you get a couple of everything. Platform, what's this? Admit one. There's actually a printing mistake on there. It says the hodder, not holder. The hodder is prohibited from, oh, I don't know. Oh, entering. It looks like a B though. Entering the company's trains. Right, so you get the gist of what's in the pack anyway. So what should we start off with? Let's have a look. See, how about one of these pharmacy tickets? So we'll, again, I'm not going to cut it with scissors. I'm just going to tear it and stick it. I think it's too wide, is it? No. So I think I'm going to put that over where I can still see the actual splits in the original piece, just to make sure that I've actually covered them up. Put that down. And then these, sometimes like these are difficult to get off. Sometimes they go really quickly, and other times they just, I can be here for ages doing this and I give up the ghost then. It's boring for me, so it must be really boring for you just sitting there watching me do it. Oh, this looks like it's going to be one that's not going to... Sometimes I get my nail. I've got one long nail, the rest all broke, but it comes in handy sometimes. See if I can get in behind that. Yay, I've done it. Oops, have I? Yep, okay. So we're going to stick that one over the top there. Now then, what else shall we use? Let's see. Quite like this one. I think I might cut this in half this way though. And then again, it's a sticker. And again, the nail has come in handy. So let's put this, I'll line that up, the straight edge up against the, whoops, that's it, down the edge of the bookmark. Stick it. It doesn't want to stick there, does it? I don't think I've got some glue on it. Missed the glue bit. I'll try that now. What's I going to do? Can that bit go? No, it doesn't look like there. Okay, so the other thing that I've got, let's put this one on first, I think. The other thing I do is, if I find books, sometimes in libraries and out there, like in a junk pile, and they're basically giving them away because what's happened is the pages have just torn or have come away from the sort of the binding, and so obviously they can't be lent out to anybody. And save them going into landfill, they give them away. Now, not very often you find them, but I do strike lucky every now and again. I'm just concentrating on this ticket at the moment because it's not coming off. Is it? Oh, yes, it is. Right, so we'll write this. I think I'll go sideways on that one and have it going. Where do I put it now? I'm going to go that way. Ticket. Then if it's too long, we just trim up the edges like this. So what's the saying? Book I found, that's right. So this book was nice actually because it had a lot of like what I call horticultural pages and that in it, which I think they're just really pretty. But they're really difficult to know what to do with a journal because you would normally fold them down the middle. So that would be the middle, this page. But you lose an awful lot if that's folded down the middle, you're not really going to see very much of it. And if you fold them this way, then obviously when you open them up, you've got your flowers going sideways on, which again looks silly. So then I had this idea of cutting them out. So I've not done it with those because obviously it's going to take me a long time to do it, and again it's boring to look at. But this is one that I cut out earlier, like they have good people do, don't they, when they're doing crafts. So as you can see, just cut out like that, and then I've inked the edge just to make it stand out a little bit. So we'll put some glue on that. Oops. And then we will put that. I know it's covering up a lot of stuff, but that's the beauty of it. It looks like it's layered. Maybe we'll have it at an angle. Got glue all over me now, I'm all sticky. Right, excuse my arm. I'm just going to get I use these. Oh, that's an old National Trust card. Oops, I just use it for getting all the air bubbles out and pressing the glue to the edge. Okay, and then, if you probably saw with this one, is that every picture has got a little number next to it, which corresponds to these down here. We're telling you what they are, which is really handy because I'm useless. I wouldn't know anything of these. Half of these I've not even heard of. I've heard of a periwinkle, but that's about the only one I have heard of. So what I did was I've cut those out. Again, takes for ages to do. Stuck it on a piece of just, actually, I think it was like the edge of a book page, like this. And now what I'm going to do is put that with the flower. So people will know in future what that flower is. A common skull cap. Again, never heard of it. So that's basically it. So what we're doing is we're layering things up. We've got an extra bit here. Let's take these edges off. Leave them like that, they get stuck in the books when you put them in the books. But just love glue, it gets everywhere, doesn't it? I've still got it on my fingers. Okay. So I've done this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink the edge, which is basically just a black ink pad, and just go around the edge, and it just takes that plainness off of it. It just makes it look a bit more finished, I think is the word. Gives it a bit of depth and makes it look a bit more antique-y. Also, if you've got the cut edges, it covers up those cut edges. So you can do the back as well. You tend to find that whatever side's facing you, that gets the most ink. I don't know why it's like that, but it does. So just do the back just to finish it off. Now, because it is a flower, I'm going to put a little butterfly on there. And I've got the cutest little butterfly. Look how tiny that is. Really, really tiny. And he goes on a lot of my stuff, actually. Let's just ink him up. Hope and pray that he comes out okay. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And then if he doesn't, I have to put even more stuff over the top of him. Right, so where shall we put him? Oh dear, now I've inked him up, I don't know where to put him. Oh, I think I'll put him. I hope you can still see what I'm doing. Put him there and just pray that I've inked that stamp up properly and it's not going to half come out and half not. Moment of truth. Oh, it's come out okay. So that's the finished front. What do you think? Will that pass? I think that's quite nice. Actually, we need to give it a hole up here because somewhere, what have I done with that? Oh, I see. Let's get this out. This machine thing here is called a crocodile, and it's a bit of a beast. It has got a bigger brother that's even bigger than this, but this one will do for now because the other one's absolutely huge. Not many things this won't chomp through, to be honest. So it's got a lock on it as well, which push in. So paper left over from last time. So on the top, I don't know if you can see it there. See here, you put your paper in there and it punches a hole. So you've got quite a thick diameter one there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And here you've got a smaller one, depending on what you're working on. And then when you're going to put, what they're called, rivets, grommets, whatever they're called, little round things that go through a hole to finish it off, you put them on here and then squeeze that together, and that squashes it and makes it tight. If you understand why, I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. So, right, anyway, let's make this hole. So we sort of look at it and think, yeah, that's about in the middle. That'll do. Give it a squeeze, and it's gone through it. So that's that. And then I always put twine in mine, or sometimes a bit of lace. I find twine looks more natural, especially with the sort of a floral theme. It looks like it's just come out of the garden. Poke that through there. As I say, I've got no nails at the moment. I don't know, they're very brittle. I don't know what's wrong with them. I've been putting strengthening nail varnish and that on them for a few weeks now. I'm hoping it's going to make a difference. But for some reason, this one's really tough and it never seems to break. But you know, the others are awful. So that's that. Right, so that's this. Now then, to tie the back in so that it kind of matches, we can put another butterfly on it. Or what I might do is put a book stamp. Let's have a look, see. So I might, this is a piece of the paper that I tore off. So let's stick that down. Would you believe it? There's plastic underneath it. I'm quite a messy crafter, as you can tell, although this craft is quite a messy craft to do. Stick that on there, and then I think I'll have a butterfly. Just hope that comes out okay. I'll have him at a crazy angle if he's just about to take off. Oh yes, it's because you're watching. It's come out okay. That's good. Close up my glue, I think. And then I think I need something here. It looks a bit plain, doesn't it? What have we got? Oh, we got one of these little stickers. I don't know what these are, what they say on them actually. It's quite tiny. I need to go and get new glasses. My eyesight is not good at the moment. Right, let's get my nail down by here. Please don't fail me again now. Please do it this time. I've got a mat in my drawer, but I never get it out. And the idea is that you stick this down and it's supposed to peel off easy. I should really get it out and try it, shouldn't I? But I'm always seem to be in a hurry. Oh, there we go. Get it the right way up so you can read the writing. That's all the way around. Oh well, that's it. There you go. That's the other one. One finished bookmark, which I think, along with the others, you'll agree they look quite cute. What do you think? I think they look better than the other one that I was doing. Where I've lost it. It's run off in disgust. I can do that one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, pretty, really pretty. These are quite vintagey looking, but just not got the oomph, I don't think. So these will be going in my blind date books from now on. We'll pop one in, shall we? You see, I'll just pop that in there. She says it's always difficult to do things on camera because yeah, it looks a bit more homemade. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to work out what I can do with these as well, because these get in the way when I'm packing them away after I've been to a craft fair. The ones that are longer than this get all sort of caught up with the other books. So we'll get there. It's just trying different things all the time. These are waxes that I've just started making, and I chose B because the company's called Birdy. Birdy's Preloved books. So as I say, pop over, find us on Facebook, and also on our brand new website that I only finished building yesterday. So it is brand spanking new. It's taken me forever, absolutely, virtually the whole of May I've been making this. So I would love it if you could go over and have a look and just make it worth my while and put the numbers up a little bit. So, and if you wonder what the number is, that's just a stock number so that I know when I sell it that I have to find number 31 on my list and tick it off that I've sold it, so that when I come home I can go to the website and take number 31 off the website, so I don't sell it twice, because that would be awful, wouldn't it? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of the bank holiday. Hopefully it's going to be sunny for the rest of the day, and looks like it might be nice tomorrow as well. Well, around here anyways, I'm hoping it is where you are. So toodle bit for now, and until next time.